What is up, guys? I'm your friendly neighborhood web war fanatic, and I am super excited for this video today. So basically, about 4 months ago, I made a hero tier list, power ranking every single hero in Marvel Champions by how strong I think they are. Yeah, so I'll have that tier list up here for you guys to see. And we'll be comparing that to the living tier list here created by Daring Lime. So basically, if you guys do not know, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Daring Lime here. He has like a coding and engineering background, so he put a lot of work into this website, and he created the living tier list here for Marvel Champions players like you and I to more easily configure by the criteria that we care about the most, and then to like make a hero tier list without moving each thing, and we can explain our criteria with this tier list as well. So basically, you guys already know kind of my criteria when I'm doing a tier list here. So Daring Lime has multiple different settings, so we're gonna be trying to compare and configure the settings that that I originally like anyways, and seeing how that lines up to my rankings from like a few months ago. So yeah, huge shouts to Daring Lime here. I'll put the link in the description of this video for his video explaining how to use this. Definitely go check it out, and I definitely recommend that you guys try it out yourself. It's really cool, and I'm super excited to try it out for the first time right here on video. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So so this is the general two-player tier list right here, with the S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and then D tier heroes, right? So I'm gonna be going up to the top, and then we're gonna change this. So the weighting factors, and so we can dial this however we want, right? So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna dial this for my criteria and see if it lines up with the hero tiers that I created, without an automatic system, right? And I want to see how closely the AI, kind of aligns with that. And I'm really excited to see, because maybe my original tier list was wrong, and that this system will actually help me more clearly gather my thoughts for how I want to evaluate these heroes. So let's go ahead and change this here. So definitely want to do solo. And yeah, I mean, I think this one here, right here, identifies me entirely. You guys know how I like to evaluate heroes. So there's solo for rush, solo for no rush, and solo for final boss, which is like mostly steady and star villains. Because for me, the three most important villains in Marvel Champions when evaluating hero are going to be Expert Ronin, Expert Venom Goblin, and Expert Magneto, and all of them have access to either steady or stalwart. And I'm not gonna go super deep into it, but basically, for me, those are the most important villains when evaluating a hero. Because if we're taking like a hero like, let's say, like Expert Claw, I really believe that every single hero in Marvel Champions can defeat Claw at a 100% win rate if you build a strong deck for them. If you build a strong deck for like XYZ hero, they may struggle with Expert Ronin, which is why those scenarios, the tougher villains, have the most weight for me personally. There's no point in saying, oh, Peter Parker Spider-Man, defeats Zorman really easily with like, 5 difficulty or whatever, right? And then like Spider-Ham defeats it with like 10 difficulty. Well, Spider-Ham's better than Spider-Man. Like for me, that doesn't really matter because they both easy to defeat Absorbment anyway, so there's no point in putting too much stock into that. So yeah, let's go ahead and just set this here for the solo final boss, Steady Stalwart here. And I'll take a look at the criteria a little bit later, but let's see the tier list and like with what Daring Lion put, for the hero inputs, and see how much they align to my tier list right here. So I have it on my phone right here on the screen. So if you guys see me looking, I'm looking at my tier list. So in S tier, we have Cable as number 1. So that is really cool. With the specific inputs that he put, for Cable, Cable is the strongest hero in the game against final boss, steady / stalwart villains. And you guys know me, that's my criteria, and Cable is the strongest hero in the game for me. He also has Bishop right here in the S tier. So my top 3 heroes are Cable, Spider-Ham, and Bishop, as you guys can see, right above my head somewhere. But yeah, that is really cool that the 3 heroes here with these criteria is exact same as my list. That is really, really cool. I am really digging this AI here. And then, yeah, I'm not going to gripe too much that Spider-Ham is in the A tier. I think that he also belongs, in the same category as these 2 heroes here when facing like the most difficult villains that have setting stalwart like Ronin and stuff. But maybe it's because Spider-Ham's confused that he might have taken a few points off for Spider-Ham. I'm not entirely sure, but we could take a look at that for sure, definitely. Next, he has Wolverine here. So Wolverine, to me, is definitely not an A tier hero. I know that a lot of you guys think that he's A tier or S tier. for me personally, I think that Wolverine is really good at rushing, and definitely for rushing, he's going to be A tier or even S tier. But I think in terms of facing those most difficult villains and trying to take them down, I think the most consistent way to beat Expert Ronin, Venom, Goblin, and Magneto is really by building out. They can definitely be rushed, but it's going to be a lot less consistent because if they get like a high roll on like the encounter cards, they can easily wipe out any hero in the game. Even Wolverine, who has very good survivability. I see Spider-Man, Magneto here also, very high up in the A tier, which is really cool because you guys know that specifically for Spider-Man, a lot of people put Spidey in the B tier, and I'm a huge advocate of Spider-Man being, one of the top 5 heroes in the game of Marvel Champions. And on this list here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is top 5. He is top 5 in my list as well, but I have Cyclops swapped out for Wolverine here. I wonder where Cyclops is on this list. But yeah, I mean, this looks pretty much about right to me, right? This is very, very similar to my list. And it makes sense because, this is kind of my favorite criteria right here that Darren Lime, has right here, the final boss, steady stalwart. So that is really cool to see. Magneto's very high up. Captain America is in the high A tier for me, so he's pretty high A here. Ooh, Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider is a huge change. So you guys can see that I have Ghost Spider all the way down near the bottom of B tier. I think that she is not very reliable. And she relies on one thing, which is really, playing interrupts and responses and running up through that. So yeah, we're gonna definitely take a look at Ghost Spider settings, and maybe I'll configure it to fit my taste more, basically knocking her down, basically. I think X-23 is also really strong. I don't have her in the A tier, I think, though, right? I put her in the B tier because I feel like she also relies too much on readying. So if a villain, has like a nasty encounter that prevents you from readying, that kind of neuters X-23. Doctor Strange is also very high up in the A tier. I had him in the S tier, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not mad at this ranking. You guys know that I think that Doctor Strange is a tad overrated. Angel is also very high up here, and I think that's fair. I have him in my A tier as well. Iceman's really high up. We have Star-Lord and Deadpool. I would probably reverse the orders of these guys. And Adam Warlock is a hero that I almost never see in the A tier. That's really cool that he's in this list here for the A tier. I think he's definitely all of that. Vision, I think, is strong, but I think he's more of a B tier hero. But yeah, very cool list here. And we have, Cyclops in the B tier. I would definitely put him up. Same with Psylocke. Maria Hill here is in the B tier. You guys know that that's my original ranking for her, but I think I was wrong on that. I think that she definitely deserves to be at least in A tier, possibly even S tier. I like seeing Venom here. You guys know I think Venom is also pretty overrated. I have him in a B tier in my list, so seeing him here is pretty cool. Miles, though, I think is really strong. I think I had him in A tier, right? Yeah, I had him in A tier. So same with Captain Marvel. So these guys I will bump up. Maybe we can take a look at the biggest inconsistency ones that are different from my list and, change their hero configurations. I like Spider-Woman here in the B tier. A lot of people have told me that they think Spider-Woman is S tier. That's totally fair. I personally disagree just because of my criteria against the most difficult villains. So yeah, that also, yeah, this list right here is giving me a lot of like confirmation. And yeah, that's probably not a good thing of because I know a lot of you guys disagree with my list. And then let's see, for the C tier here, we have Drax. I may put him in the D tier or something. Let me see, where did I put Drax? Yeah, I had him in the D tier actually for my list. And then we have War Machine, Groot. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too mad at this list right here. I think it's pretty close to mine. She-Hulk is definitely one that I would bump up. Where did I have She? I had She-Hulk in the B tier here for my list. So yeah, I think that She-Hulk is definitely one of the more underrated heroes in the game. We have D tier, Thor starting us off. We have Hawkeye here near the bottom, so I don't mind that. Hulk I actually think is a little bit stronger than a lot of people give him credit for. Black Widow, I think she kind of belongs here. I have her in the bottom of C tier for mine. So yeah, Valkyrie, apologies to a D20. I think that she kind of belongs around here as well. Colossus and Thor though. I may configure these guys. So yeah, Colossus and Thor, I think are two very underrated heroes. And Thor is one that I've only recently learned. Where did I put Thor? I put Thor in the bottom C tier. I think I was incorrect on that, guys. I think that I'm gonna I need to update Thor because I think that Thor is the biggest hero that needs to jump way up. Okay, so why don't we let's see here. Okay, why don't we first configure this, so the settings, and see if I agree with these settings here. So definitely it's not like, right or wrong, right? This is just whoever's personal criteria. So this is how Daring Lime evaluates, facing final boss steady star villains by the most important criteria, right? So economy is a 10 out of 10. It has a lot of weight into that. and then tempo is, 1 out of 10, and so on, right? So for me, I definitely agree with Daring Lime here that economy I think is very important against the most equipped villains because usually you're gonna have to build out, right? So I think 10 out of 10 is fair. Tempo is 1 out of 10, which is a little bit surprising to me. I do think you need to have high tempo to take on those most difficult scenarios. So I think I'm gonna put tempo here a little bit higher. Let's put it like at a 5, right? Because really high tempo is like kind of like rushing, right? So if you need to rush to defeat the villain, I don't think that's going to be very consistent. But you do want to be able to manage the board state, right? So if you're facing like expert Ronin, he comes in with the cut the power side scheme that you want to be able to remove, on turn 1. So you do want to have some high tempo cards to do that. If you just play an Avengers Mansion and don't do anything else, you may leave the cut the power side scheme, which could stink. Card value, I think is pretty important as well. 3 out of 10. Actually, it's not the biggest thing as long as you have good economy. So I'm just going to leave that there. Survivability, 6 out of 10. I think I might bump this up a little bit. Yeah, why don't we put survivability at a 10 out of 10? I think that's really, really important, right? Especially against those more difficult scenarios. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear Sesame. She's scratching at the couch here. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that. And then for the villain damage here, so damage at the villain, I guess is not the most important thing. We'll bump this up a little bit because I do feel like against like Expert Venom Goblin, you do want to be able to have that burst damage to take the villain out in one go. So let's bump that up a little bit. Let's put it like at like a 4, I think. Dirt removal, I think that's really important against the more difficult villains as well. Let's bump this up to like maybe like a 7 or 8, right? You do need to be able to manage threat. Reliability, I think that's pretty important as well. Let's just bump this up to like a 5. Minion control, I think is necessary as well. Let's bump this up to like a 3. Control boon. So that's like controlling the villain's like activations or like encounter card cancels. I think this is pretty important as well. Let's put this up to like a 6. Support boon, I think that's not as important. Unique broken builds boon, I'll just leave that there. Late game boon, I think that the late game is going to be more valuable because as you're playing the game and you're getting built out, if you have a really weak late game, it's not going to be very good because then the villain will outpace you. Simplicity, I'm just leave it there, doesn't matter. Stun Confuse is down to a -7. I'm not sure if I agree with that. So you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of stuns or confuses. But even against those more difficult scenarios, especially against Ronin, if you do get rid of the universal weapon, you can Stas lock him. And then also against Magneto, after you clear off all of his side schemes and you get him to be physically strained, then you can actually Stas lock him. So I think it's still negative, but let's put it a little bit lower, maybe like a -4. And then I'm not sure about this one, so I'll just leave that there. Okay, so that is where I would kind of put my criteria for the final boss steady stalwart criteria. So let's see what changed here. It's gonna automatically update for us. So let's see what happened. Okay. Oh, okay, interesting. So we still have Cable here, but Spider-Ham is now number 2, which I think makes sense as well. Because yeah, I think maybe bumping the stun and confuse thing up a little bit, put that up there. So yeah, Sesame is coming over here. Hi Sesame, what is going on? You wanna be in the video? Okay, all right. She doesn't want to be in the video, guys. So we have Cable and Spider-Ham and Doctor Strange. Okay, I don't mind this top 3 right here. These are definitely all like in my S tier as well from my original rankings. With X-23 who also went up. Oh man, I noticed that Peter Parker Spider-Man dropped down quite considerably. Where is he? Oh, he's all in the B tier now. I wonder why that is. Okay, all right. Let's okay. Let me just look through the entire list here so you guys can kind of see. And then let me see. Yeah, so I think everything is still pretty similar. I definitely don't hate this list. Ooh, Iron Man's a little bit lower than where I would put him. But yeah, okay, we gotta take a look at Spider-Man. You guys know me. I gotta check Spidey here. What's going on with that? So over here, you can edit the hero's stats to however you want to put them. And you can select your specific hero. So we're going straight to Spider-Man Peter Parker here. Okay, so these are the stats that Darren Lime, has as his default here. And where am I going to put for this? Okay, so okay, let's just go at the top here. So for economy, guys, come on. Spider-Man Peter Parker, 10 out of 10, easy. Like one of the most rich heroes in the entire game, Marvel Champions. Yeah, I mean he has a resource in Alter Ego, a resource in hero form. It doesn't get much better than that. He's definitely top. Temple. I actually think Spider-Man has very, very good tempo. He's actually better of a tempo hero than more of a builder hero, even though I prefer to play him as a build out. That's kind of going against what he wants to do because he has a lot of events. He has great survivability, And he has a web shooter, which is a one cost upgrade, right? And then they're very high tempo because you get a resource generator right down on the table, immediately for very cheap. But then they're temporary, which is why it's very high tempo. Because low tempo cards is like Queen Care or Avengers Mansion, where they stay in play forever. So yeah, let me put the tempo up a little bit here. I think Peter is gonna be like a 5 or 6 on tempo. Um, Sorry about that. The sesame there. So yeah, okay. Card value, I think 3 is fair for him. Survivability, oh, what the? I mean, he's got to be like very, very high up. One of the best survivability heroes in the game, right? 9 or 10. I'm gonna put him as a 10. And in villain damage, I think he's very good villain damage. Let's put this up to like a 7. Threat removal, I'll keep that there. I think that it's a little bit underrated, but I'll keep him there. Reliability, I mean, he is one of the most reliable heroes, in my opinion. Let's put that up to like a 7. Minion control, yeah, I think that's fair. I'm actually drop him down a little bit for minion control. I don't think he controls minions that well. Well, he not on paper, right? I think that you can through his economy by playing allies, but if we're strictly, just calculating this category right here, I don't think it's the best. Control boon, so blocking activations, so like with webbed up, and then with the enhanced spire sense. Yeah, I think he should go up a little bit more with that control there. And a support boon, I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah, okay, so let's just keep that. Oh, late game power. When he's fully built out, Peter Parker Spider-Man is one of the best of the best. So let's bump this up as well. Okay, let me see. So, okay, that's kind of where we got it here. Let's see which, oh, okay. All right, well, that makes sense, guys. So Peter Parker Spider-Man is now the strongest hero in Marvel Champions. Because, yeah, I changed his stats by a lot. I'm not sure what happened here, though, because Spider-Ham and Doctor Strange dropped considerably. Like, they're both in S tier, right? And I didn't touch them. But they both dropped down to the A tier now. And Peter Parker Spider-Man is number 1. I don't mind that at all. I don't have him as the strongest hero in my opinion, but maybe I put his stats like way too buffed up. Let's take a look at Cable here. Let's see here. Whoops. It's gonna be this one. Let's do this, and then we're gonna go to Cable. Let's buff Cable stats here, because I think Cable is definitely number 1 in my opinion. Is it gonna be, it's Nathan Summers, it's all for you? Or did I miss him? Oh, what the? Okay, hold up. Let me see. Cable, okay. Alright, so economy, only 2. I think Cable has like 7 economy. Let's put him up. Because the Gray Malcolm Ray is up like indefinitely. Temple, very, very high tempo. Let's put him up. I think he's better than Spider-Man at tempo. Cable card value. Pretty good card value. Let's put him up a little bit. Survivability. He's very good survivability. Not as good as Spider-Man, but yeah, we'll just do 3. Villain damage, he has very good villain damage because he has his gun, his plasma rifle that he can use every single turn. Let's put him like a 6. The removal, what? Cable is the best threat removal here in the entire game. So let's put him at 10 for there. Wait, let's put him like this. Okay. And then reliability, he's pretty reliable. I don't mind that. Minion control, I think he's very good minion control because of that plasma rifle, right? It has range as well, so he won't take retaliate. Control boon. Yeah, he can control with his psionic thing where you can look at the encounter deck and scry it. So I think I just keep that there. Okay, I think, oh, support. Wait, he's like the best support ever. Let's bump this up. Okay, and then unique builds. I'm not entirely sure about this stuff. Late game, he's, oh my goodness, come on. Cable has got like one of the best late games in the game because Mind Scan can do like 10 threat removal, which has 2 costs. Telekinetic Blast can do like, 20 damage if you get like a bunch of side schemes in that vigor display. Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, all right. We got Cable back to number 1, guys. We got Spider-Man as number 2. I don't mind that. Okay, let's really take a look at Ghost Spider, I think. Okay, actually, I don't mind this at all. So we have Cable as number 1. Spider-Man as number 2 in S tier. I think that, Spider-Ham is actually above Spider-Man. Doctor Strange, I think, is also in S tier. Magneto is also in S tier, but I don't mind this stuff too much. These guys being A tier is, I definitely don't mind. I think most of these I actually have in my A tier over here. Oh, Venom is yeah, okay, Venom should be in a B tier for me. Why don't we, okay, let's do Ghost Spider first. Okay, actually wait, okay, she's in a B tier now, so I don't mind that. Let's take a look at Captain. Oh, let's do Cyclops, guys. I think we gotta do Cyclops. Okay, so let's take a look at Scott Summers here. We definitely gotta change it because I think he's really, really strong. Cyclops. Okay, over here. All right. Okay, so Cyclops, I think that a lot of the stuff is based off the hero cards. And I think that Cyclops kind of needs to be evaluated with his aspect cards as well because of his hero or his deck building ability, where you can include X-Men allies from any aspect into your deck. So when you're playing Cyclops, you pretty much want to have those X-Men allies, right? So his economy, I think, is actually really good because Hans has a 6 in Art Eagle and he can pretty much grab a card. It's essentially the same as like a scientist for Peter Parker where you get one extra resource. It has to be a tactic upgrade though, so you're out of that in your deck, then it kind of stinks. But usually you'll have one, especially in the beginning of the game. So I'm actually going to bump this up a little bit. Let's bump it to like a 5. And then Tempo, actually, yeah, I think that's fair. He's pretty low Tempo. He doesn't really have much high Tempo cards. Yeah, I think that's a very good assessment for him. Card value is pretty good. Survivability, yeah, I don't think it's that good. Do I give it a 3? I might drop it one. Villain damage is not that great. The removal is really good. I find him one of the best stores because of Utopia. We are gonna. I do feel like it's fair to evaluate Cyclops with Utopia and with those allies. And then with his Cyclops Brilliance is really good because it's 2 for 3, but you get a card from discard pile back to your hand. It has to be a tactic card, but it's essentially like 1 for 3, which is really good. And you can grab, another card that helps you do some dirt removal like an ally or something like that. Reliability, I think it's pretty reliable. Let's put him up. Minion control, really good actually, because he has the upgrade that lets you draw cards for minions, and then his optic blast helps you delete minions because you put upgrades on them. Let's see, I think late game power. Oh, his late game is one of the best. Let's put this up. And then, yeah, okay, let's see where. Okay, oh, okay. Cyclops going up to. Oh, he went up to the A tier now. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. We can pretty much manipulate this for heroes that that we think are gonna be higher up. So yeah, I think this is a fair spot for Cyclops here, being up here in S tier. I think that's pretty similar to my list as well. Yeah, I had him above Peter Parker Spider-Man, but I think just right behind Peter. I don't mind that at all. Okay, let's see. Is there any like big discrepancies? Okay, let's first do Venom here. So you guys know I am a big Venom hater. Sorry guys. Sorry to the Venom lovers. Let's find Venom here. Okay, so Flash Thompson Venom. I'm like cracking up doing this because yeah, I have a video called Why Venom is Overrated. So you guys can check that video out here if you guys want to see it. But actually, a lot of people agree with me on that video, which I was very surprised to see. But yeah, I mean, definitely against lower difficulty scenarios, I think Venom is very, very powerful. It's just against those higher difficulty villains like Ronin, Magneto, and Expert Venom Goblin, I think that's where Venom will struggle the most. Okay, so economy. His economy is actually pretty good. I'm actually gonna bump that up a little bit. I feel like he has pretty good economy. His tempo, it's weird. So his tempo is actually not good unless you have his guns out. But then playing the guns drop his tempo, so we're just gonna keep that here. Card value is pretty good. Survivability is pretty good. I think, let's see, he has 12 hit points, right? And then he has his cancel attack thing, the grasping tendrils. Let's bump that up a little bit. I may be moving Venom up. Hope I don't. Villain damage. Villain damage is not that good. I think I'm gonna keep that at a 3. Dirt removal, I think his dirt removal is underrated or overrated, I mean, because the multi-gun is pretty much the only thing. Let's drop this down to 2. Reliability, I see. Okay, Venom, I don't think is a very reliable hero because if you draw a hand with like running guns and you don't have the guns, they kind of suck. Like the running guns aren't good. If you draw his event to like help you tutor a gun, but you already have all the guns in play and you have like a bunch, like if you're building Venom with like 0 cost cards or like 1 cost cards that are situational, Venom can very easily brick with his hand. So let's drop this down a little bit. And on turn 1, he might mill all the good cards in your deck, which if you guys watch my playthroughs, that happens all the time. Venom's always milling Nick Fury and my double resources whenever the game begins. So we're gonna drop him down. Minion control, 5. Yeah, I mean the multi gun does it all. So I guess I give it a 5 here just because of the multi gun. But I found that 1 damage to every single minion isn't actually the most useful thing. You need the running gun to ready back up to do another 1 damage across the board. Even whenever his nemesis comes out, you get swarm with like 4 rage symbols that have 2 hit points. If you multi gun them, it does 1 across the board. If you don't have the running gun, they just all stay in play and they just like do a bunch of damage, right? So I'm actually gonna drop this down a little bit. I think that his multi-gun minion controlling is a little bit overrated. If you don't have the running gun, which is that reliability thing right there. Control boon. He has ways to stun. He can block on activation. He doesn't have encounter card cancels though. I'm gonna put that down a little bit. And then okay, so I feel like what I did here is I did not do a good job of pushing Venom down to where that he's gonna be low. So I feel like he's still in the A tier, right? No, he dropped down to B tier. Okay, all right. I have him much lower on my list than the B tier, but I don't mind this at all. Yeah, let's just keep him here. Um, yeah, I don't mind X-23 and Wolverine being here in A tier, so I'm just gonna leave them. Let's see what else we can mess around with. I think Deadpool should be in the A tier, but I think he's a hard one to evaluate, especially with like an AI system here. Ghost Spider, I just keep her here because I have her in a B tier for my list as well. Um, let's do. Ooh, should we do Maria Hill? I feel like she's a difficult one. Yeah, let's do Maria Hill here just because I think that I was very wrong on her. So I want to kind of go over her evaluation again, and where I stand with her. So is she going to be at the bottom here? Let's see, Maria Hill. Yeah, okay. All right. So let's see Maria Hill here. So her economy is bonkers. Let's see what. Only a 2. Okay, let's pop this up. I think that she is like, is she as good as Spider-Man? I don't think she's as good as Spider-Man's economy. She has the doubles, but it's really with the doubles, and then her alter ego has to exhaust to get that resource, right? So it's still really good though. Definitely like an 8, I think is where I put her. Tempo is very, very low. I'm gonna give her a tempo hit here. So Maria Hill is the kind of hero that I was talking about, like against Ronan specifically, because on turn 1, you really want to you really want to thwart out, cut the power, and Maria Hill, if you want to protect her with the Pericles, you aren't able to clear out that side skill unless you get like a bunch of like double resources on turn 1. So normally I'm gonna drop her down here to like a -3 on tempo. Um, yeah. And then card value, I think she has really good card value. I don't know about 5 though because a helicarrier is so expensive. That's fine. Survivability, oh, she's gonna take a hit there. She has the life model decoy, but I mean, I think that's like the only thing, right? Everything else is pretty bad. Actually, wait, sorry guys. Pericles is not a part of her kit, but in my edit of Maria Hill where I got it wrong, I think that it should be evaluated as a part of her kit because it's such a essential card for her. So evaluating that with her kit, I mean, yeah, her survival is gonna go up. Let's put it up to like a 5, actually. Because you have a way to get it tough every single turn. I mean, that's just insane. Villain damage, very, very good villain damage, actually. Like, she can go straight to the villain. Let's put this up to like a 6, but she does have to get built out. Threat removal is pretty good as well, right? With the 6-cost helicarriers. Reliability, ooh, she can brick. But because of having the supports in play, yeah, I think it's 5 is fair. Main control, she needs a Bellerophon. I'll skip it as a 1. Where are we taking a look at? Late game power boon. Oh man, late game Maria Hill is all that. I'm gonna put her as a 10 for here. And let's see where she ended up. Did she go to the S tier? I think, in my opinion, I believe that she still belongs in the A tier. But oh, okay, she jumped auto to the S tier. Okay, I think what I need to do is where is the thing that I gave her? Okay, I think I gave her way too much survivability, and I think her tempo needs to drop lower. Let's put her down to like a 6 here for the tempo. A -6, I mean. All right, and then card value. I mean, she does have. Okay, let's see. Let's just kind of cheat and see. Oh, okay, she's still in S tier. I'm adamant to drop her down to the A tier, guys. Let's see. Where can we? That's fine. Where's the keeper here? I don't know, because now I feel I'm nitpicking trying to just drop her down. To me, she plays like an A tier type of hero. Just because she has difficulties against those more difficult scenarios, like especially Expert Ronin. I'll definitely put the link so you guys can watch that video. You guys want to see my experience playing Marie Hill against Expert Ronin. Okay, what else is a big inconsistency here? So we have Deadpool in A tier. I think that's fine that he's in B tier here. He's high B. Star-Lord, I think that's fine. SPD, okay, I'm fine with her here in the B tier. Adam Warlock. I think I gotta do Adam Warlock here, guys. Everyone else I think is pretty fair. Okay, let's do Adam Warlock. How are we gonna fiddle this? Where is this? Okay, so Adam Warlock, where are you? Adam Warlock. Okay. Okay, so the economy for Adam Warlock. What? Okay, I gotta put him much higher. Let's put him at a 5. He doesn't need to get built out though, right? Is the thing. Okay, you know what? I think I was wrong. Let's put him back at a 3 here, right? Because he needs some Mystic Senses and he needs his staff to help him generate a lot of resource. But once that's out, he's really good, but there's nothing initially to help him do that. So let's keep that at 3. His tempo, yeah, tempo is pretty low. I think that's fair. His card value, nah, I think that's fair. Survivability, oh, I mean, Soul World is so good to help him heal. Let's bump this up by 1. Villain damage is, yeah, it's not that good. Threat removal is, I think that's fair. Reliability, what? Okay, I think Adam Warlock is one of the most reliable heroes in the game. Because He has Quantum Magic, which can help you tutor any card in your discard pile back to your hand. I understand that he only have one card of each type whenever he's deck building. Like every card is essentially a unique card when you're playing Adam Warlock or deck building for him. But I find that the way his kit functions, you're drawing so much with the Mystic Senses. He has a very good chance of having great turns. His minion control, yeah, I agree, is not that great. Control boon, he does have the Cosmic War, but it's a force interrupt, so you can't choose. Yeah, I think we'll keep that there. Late game power boon. I think the Adam Warlock's one of the strongest heroes when fully built out. Let's bump this all the way up to like a 9. Okay, let's see if that bumped him up to the A tier. Oh, it's loading still. Okay. It's running. I see it running right here. Is he? Oh, no, it's on the top of B. What the? Okay, let's bump him up a little bit. Oh, wait. Is it? Oh, no. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's the end of this video. I think maybe because it's still a really new website and probably a lot of people are using it right now. It crashed on us. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to Darren Lamb. Definitely go check it out for yourself. I know that he's trying to fix these things whenever they happen. So yeah, definitely go check out his video and teaching you guys how to use a tier list. I definitely recommend that you guys use it yourself. That was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing that, and it was really cool seeing that a lot of the original tier list from that criteria, whenever I put my own criteria in it, was actually very similar to my criteria. And obviously we have different criteria for each heroes, right? Like someone may think, like I think I had a poll recently where I asked you guys, does Spider-Man Peter Parker have one of the best economies in the game? And most people actually, I'll put like the photo of that somewhere. Most people actually voted that he does not have like one of the best economies in the game. And some people commented like, what? People are crazy. Of course he's one of the best. So yeah, of course we have different ways of evaluating these heroes, right? Like some people may think that Peter Parker has really good economy, so they'll go up, if you value economy a lot, and if you don't think that he does, then then he'll go down. But yeah, I mean, this was really fun. Definitely recommend that you guys go check it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Check out the living tier list here and do your own list. I'll put the link to that in the description of this video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.